Hey, what's up guys? Just out in the workshop here for a little bit. I've been in the house for over a week now, battling a cold. It's pretty much reduced to just a throat issue now. Hopefully it goes away soon, but I just couldn't stay in that house any longer. I don't know how long I'll be able to stay out here right now, and maybe it's a bad idea. Maybe I'll do myself in again, but I hope not. What I'm out here to make today is a rifle sling, and I've got to show you a new rifle I have. Now, I used to have a few more guns than I do now, but I've reduced that number because really I just want a good quality model of a few different categories. I want a 22, or like a 22 LR, small game gun. I want a 12 gauge, everyone needs a 12 gauge. You want like a medium caliber, like a Coyote gun, and a large caliber rifle. Well, I've had all the other three except for the Coyote gun for quite a while, or in this case the 223. Of course, there are several different models that kind of fit within that range. Anything around a .2 caliber in a center fire is generally what you want. But this is my 223 I picked up. This is a Savage Model 11. I picked it up used, but it is in pristine condition. It's got the solid walnut stock on there, the blued finish. I fitted it with a Nikon Buckmaster 2 scope. It's got the BDC reticle, and I just absolutely love this rifle. It looks so good. It's I haven't invested a lot of money in firearms so far, but this is definitely probably the highest end firearm I've had. It's still not a high-end rifle by any means, but it's definitely getting a little closer, and it is beautiful. I just got up to sight it in recently. That Nikon optic is just lovely. I love it. So clear. It's the 4-12 powered scope. Yeah, it's a 223, but we need a nice classy sling. I've had a few nylon slings kicking around here that I throw on my my other guns, but I want something nice, something leather for this classy piece. If you've been following the channel for a while, you know I've been leatherworking for a while, but I've never made a rifle sling. And I have something conjured up in my mind, a way of doing it where I can still use swivel studs. I have this blank here. This is a 50-inch long, 1.25-inch wide strap that I bought to make a waist belt. I had this come in from Tandy Leather, and it's a nice little piece. I needed to do some trimming on the back to bring the thickness down even. It was a little bit crude. They hadn't split it very well, if they split it at all. But I think we have a nice piece of leather here. I'm going to conjure up here. Oh yeah, that should be plenty of leather. I have an idea in my mind. I haven't searched this up. I don't know if it's been done before. Maybe I'm far from new at this idea. But let me show you what I have in mind to do here. So what I'm using here are these Grove Tech 1.25-inch swivel studs. I've had really good luck with these. I've used them for a couple years now, and I really like them. I can get them at the local home hardware store, and they're fantastic swivel studs, made in America. They definitely have some heft to them there, some weight, and they're tough. If you've never seen a swivel stud of this type before, how it works is you unscrew this thread here, and then when you push in, this is kind of spring-loaded, you push the tab out of the way there, or the toggle, and then you can slip this pin through your swivel stud, slip back on, crank it down tight, and it just cannot come off the rifle. So I have two of these. One end is going to be fit through the swivel stud and is going to be fixed, so we're going to stitch it just like that. However, I figure we need some adjustment in the strap. So what my intentions are is to put the other end through the swivel like this and have a couple, maybe two adjustment points, one for walking and the other for sitting on like an ATV or something where you want it a little tighter, a little higher up on you. I think I'm going to do some kind of snap system. Maybe the leather will come through the strap and snap up on top. I haven't fully decided yet, but we're going to get started right now. So the first thing I'll do here is cut a tidy end. These blanks really come crude. They're just rough process. Just stops you from having to buy a huge piece of hide to get a 50-inch strip of leather like this. So Gonna just lightly score the surface first. This will be the end that gets stitched in a fixed position. It should look pretty even. Yeah, that's a nice clean edge there. I'm happy with that. Now you can see that this leather right here is quite thick as well, and if this is going stitched like so, that's going to be quite a thick bundle of leather there. So what I'm going to use is just this this tool here. I can't even remember the name of it. A skiving tool. I guess it would be a type of a skiving tool, but I'm just going to strip off some of that leather to thin it down a little bit. Okay, still muddling my way through this, but what I have drawn up here is some exact dimensions of a through tab. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. So what I'm going to use here now is this little steel round punch, just so we get the exact same radius on both sides of this. There, and now just cut out straight from there. Yeah, that's clean. Okay, so let's see if we can start to visualize. This will come through like this, and there will be a snap on here, well, half of a snap. This will come up through, and let's say we have one setting right here, so there will be this hole through here and the other half of the snap just up past the hole, so this will slip through and snap on the back like that. And the reason for that, why not just snap on the face here? Because then it's too easy. The pressure is more outwards and it can undo the snap. If it's through and snap, then I'll almost be pulling the snap together. That's just what I found with leatherwork. That seems to be the laws of physics, we'll say. Now I really hope this doesn't come out tacky, but I want to do some patterned stamping coming all the way down along there. Yeah, I really hope this goes out well. So what I'm going to do first is just run a small groove, just a few mils from the edge, just to give me a nice clean line. That'll start the decorative pattern, and then we'll base our stamps on that, so we'll come right close to the line there. So let's see if we can get that to look half decent. I just don't want it to be a plain strap, because I think that'll look really cheap and tacky as well. Ooh, that went nice. Nice and clean. Look at that. One single little strip, 50 inches long. So we just have our two little simple stamps. We're not going to measure anything out because that would be impossible and you couldn't mark everything on the leather. You want leather to be a little bit damp when you're doing this. That lets the leather be a little more supple and lets you impression that stamp in there a little deeper. So you need to get a little bit of water in there, just like that. It'll dry out quick, so we're not going to dampen the whole thing right now. And from here on, it's just hope you get it. Hope you do a good enough job. There we go. Get a little power in you, Skipper. Oh, that looks lovely. Yes, very, very pleased with that. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section if you like that or you think it looks weird or tacky. I think it looks great. Happy I did it. Now only 2 more hours till I get to the other end. There we go. Look at that. Lovely, lovely. Now the next step to just confirm exactly where we need the adjustments on this strap, we need to attach the swivel stud on one end, which has to be sewed in, if you recall. So that's going to go through there like that. We're going to do a little bit of glue and then run a line or two of stitching. But first, of course, we need a little bit of dye on this end because we're not going to be able to get to that later. There, fairly quick stitch. Actually, I did 2 lines of stitching. That way you have a fail-safe if one line of stitching were to give out or come loose or something like that. You're not going to have any issues. So this thing is on there. Of course, once this gets in, that's going nowhere. So this is one point. This is essentially like tying it off on the gun. There's no way for this to come undone unless something actually breaks, which everything here is made pretty durable. Okay, so we have... Okay, so we have that front side there mounted on. So now we can actually see what it'll look like, or what it'll feel like, how much length we have to get this rifle on here. And then I'll roughly see, I'm not sure if you can tell, I'll roughly see where that swivel stud will go through there. Okay. So I got to remember I'm wearing summer clothes here now. So the tightest it will go is probably up like that. Or right in this crease right here. Now this is what's scary. It's punching this hole, I tell you. Now, there she is. So now at the very tightest point, which is roughly right here, the snap will come, or the strap here will come up through and snap on the back side here like this. That way, when you get any pull tension, you can see there that it's not going to be on the stamp, or on the snap, sorry. It's going to be on the strap there. And we are just about done here now. Set our snaps, so we have to put some oil on here. I use mink oil. A good oil soaked into your leather every so often will give it some resistance to the elements and just help it last much longer. It'll be nice and supple as well. Okay, so that goes there. So this snap needs to go the opposite way of usual. So now, if you're wondering earlier why that hole was so big, it's because we need a snap to go up through there. So that'll come up through like this and snap. Although I just realized a mistake I probably made. I wonder if it'll fit through the swivel now. Oh, it will. Whew, I didn't think it would. I thought I was going to have to drill my snap out. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I have one more little piece to add. Okay, now it's time to saturate it in some oil. So I'll just use, like I said, mink oil here. And I'll just start off by just rubbing it all into the leather all the way along. Then I use a stiff bristled brush after to really brush it into the pores and give a nice even slick finish. Then it really comes to life. Oil anyways will bring this leather to life. You'll see now. Just puts a nice sheen on it. Makes it look like all those leather projects you've seen, like leather should look. Here we go, it's time to dress her up. Let's connect that front swivel stud first. Just like that. Now the back side we can throw on the swivel. Now let's see if our concept works in practice. Okay, here's the added little piece that I didn't show. I just made a little loop, like a little keeper for the strap. Okay, so this will go through there. Let's move you off here. I just slid that on over there. Now this will go through the swivel stud, just like that. We'll go up through this keeper here. This will just help keep it all nice and tidy, and we'll take some pressure off the snap as well. Now we'll go up through this adjustment hole, snap, and we can slide that down there if we want. See, we get a nice clean look there. Look at that. And that is by going through the strap like this, it's almost as if if you've ever spliced a rope, so just a standard twisted rope where you open up the splines and you run it back through itself. Same kind of idea. Let's see if it fits me at this length. I think it should. I think it should work. Okay, let's give it a shot here. Oh, that's what I didn't want to do. We don't have a whole lot of ceiling room. Beauty. Now this is just the one setting because we've got the tightest setting on there. Of course, I'll punch another hole in there later on, and we'll get an adjustment for where I'm wearing bigger clothing. And that feels great. The leather really bites into your clothing, of course. Sits it right up where I want it. I like it. I'll let you guys be the judge of how it looks. What do you think? Leave me a comment down in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button. Hope you like this little project, guys. Just a simple little one. Maybe you guys would like to try it for yourself. You don't need a lot of tools. Have a great day. We'll see you in the next video.